again, everybody, and welcome to the most exciting half hour in television, the Geno Auriemma Show. We are back.
Yes.
I'm so thrilled.
Couldn't be happier. What's better than being in Austin, Texas, 65 degrees, beautiful, not a cloud in the sky, and can't wait to leave and come back to 3 feet of snow. Is that living large or what?
Did you have any trouble getting back?
No. Well, we had to refuel in Arkansas, which was part of the plan anyway. But the airport there is so small, and there were 4 planes in the area trying to land. So it was like one of these remote control things. You had to make sure that we didn't, crowd each other out. So we circled around for 45 minutes.
Did you really?
And it was a long flight home.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, at least you won. It was looking pretty scary there in the second half.
Winning on the road is so great because, especially when you travel far.
Right.
Because the ride back is brutal if you don't win.
This is true.
I mean, it's just awful.
Well, we're going to start with actually a home game, which
one?
The Rutgers game.
Rutgers game?
First time you guys have ever lost to Rutgers at home.
Well, it's the first time for everything,
Yeah.
There's an old saying in basketball: when you play lousy, you lose.
Gee, that's pretty profound.
Yeah, people don't realize that. We've made it look so easy for so long,
Look
but
at these fancy highlights.
woo! But what happened was we made just enough good plays to keep us in the game, but we did just enough dumb stuff to get us in trouble.
Right.
One of the things that happened that really hurt us early on was Barbara getting her second foul. And both of them were really, really, really dumb fouls. That afterwards when she looked at them, she realized, you can't. See, now look, I mean, that's what we've been trying to do, make sure that when we catch the ball, we're ready to shoot and that we don't pass up open shots. That was one of the best passes we threw to Will all night from the other team. So, did you get a chance to see the highlights? Good. So I think...
there are people here in the audience, which is why Geno just said that, because you just looked
we didn't have
insane.
the applause for this one.
No.
Okay. We have people visiting. It's... looking back on the game, I thought to myself, as bad as we played, I mean, you think about this. Renee and Mel were 3 for 18.
Wow.
Sade didn't score a bucket. She made 2 free throws. Didn't get a rebound. Okay? And
here are some of the numbers on the game.
Okay, that's what I mean. It was just awful. Awful. And with a minute to go.
Shooting was good.
A minute to go.
You have a chance to win. That was what blew my mind.
We're down 2 with a chance to tie or win the game, as bad as we played.
Yep.
But in retrospect, you want to win every game. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if we'd have won, it would have been like everybody, great comeback, But I think sometimes you're supposed to get what you deserve. And I'm not sure that we deserve to win that game.
Right.
Because we didn't do the things you need to do to win the game.
Right.
So if we had won, it would have been like, yeah, you don't have to come and play, really well. You don't have to be mentally prepared. You could still sneak it out at the end. So I'm glad we lost. In retrospect. That night, obviously, I wasn't happy. The next day, I wasn't happy. The day after that, I wasn't happy. But, looking back on it. Yeah, looking back on it now, when you play really well, you feel like you deserve to win, and that's great. Kalina did a great job.
Yeah, how about Kalina coming in? She hasn't seen a lot of time.
That was a great job.
Prior to this game, she came in and really changed the complexion of the game.
Yeah, she did. That's a good pass there. We fall down a lot, don't we? Jeez, oh man, stay on your feet. There's a great play right there.
That was a nice kick.
One of the things Keisha's been doing a lot better is getting in the lane, finding the open man. The only time she gets in trouble is when she gets in too deep and can't see anybody.
Because she's about 4 feet tall?
Yeah.
Well, what is she really, about 5'4"?
Well, I mean, she gets dressed up to go out. She got her high heels on, but otherwise, she's very compact. She would have been a great field hockey player.
She's fast, man.
She's fast with the ball. She's got a pretty good sense of her offense, And the good thing is she's so different than Renee. The two of them have different personality types. They play the game differently. So it gives us a good contrast. And when we have them both playing well, we can pretty much keep the pressure on people for 40 minutes, and then we put them both in the game at the same time.
That's exciting. That is fun when you get them in together.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Now, some things went wrong at the end of that game. We have a couple highlights to show some things that went down at the end of the game. To be honest, I'm not even sure which ones they are.
Well, we're going to see.
Oh, this is in the beginning of the game.
Well, there's a push by Barbara Turner. And we would have got that rebound anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and here's another play. You know?
Yeah, indecision.
Well, that's tentative. You know, like, what are you doing? Sure, either pass the ball or don't pass the ball.
Right, and you can't back cut. You can't stand there and go back and forth.
You can't fake backdoor cuts.
It's like a squirrel going across the street. That's why they get hit by a car.
I don't want to get into that one. I don't want to get into that one.
You made that comment years ago. It was very funny.
Look at that shot. That shot has no chance of going in. Even in a game of horse with nobody around, you wouldn't take that shot.
Right.
But, you know, kids do goofy things. Look, Sade 0 for the game.
The night, yeah.
Yeah. Look. Should I? Shouldn't I? Let me spin 360. Let me just throw the ball away. You know, when you're in a bad place mentally, it's hard to play this game. Sade was just in a bad place mentally. All right, what's going on here? This is end of the game.
Yeah.
How about that shot? There's another horse shot, can't go in. I wish we could show that one again. That was my fault. While she's out there going, brrr, I should have called timeout.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't.
Well, I mean, 6 points.
Versus,
did she have 6? Oh, Rutgers and Texas.
2 games.
I was going to say, I thought you only had 2 versus Rutgers.
Yeah. Early on, we were trying to get Sade to get a double-double every game. Because I think she can do that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Pretty easy. Now, lately we've readjusted, you know, like our goals, and we're trying to get her to score as many points as she has turnovers. And I spent about an hour with her yesterday on the court after practice. And she's just in a funk right now mentally.
Yeah, I could tell after the Rutgers game and then watching the Texas game. You could just really tell the kid's in a funk.
Yeah,
because
she's in a
I
funk.
thought both the Rutgers and then particularly the Texas game, I thought she played really hard. She was diving for loose balls.
She's trying.
Yeah, you could tell that there's a different effort.
Yeah, she's
than
trying.
we had seen earlier in the
well,
year.
Well, not as much in the Rutgers game. In the Texas game,
for sure,
I think she came out with and she had an unbelievable steal at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a huge steal.
Right.
You know, at the end. So the fascinating thing about Sade is, even if she hasn't done anything for 39 minutes, you get so infuriated you don't want her in the game because you just say, all right, we got to get her out of there.
Yeah.
So the best thing that happened against Texas was Will fouled out.
Yeah, you had to play her.
I have to play her. And then you realize that as long as she's in the game, she has a chance to do something nobody else can do.
Right.
Like that one steal she made.
Yeah.
And nobody else was going to make that steal.
Well, to finish up on the Rutgers game, what do you take away from the game? Do you really beat yourself up that you should have called that timeout?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because if I had never thought of it, I would have went, man, I should, you know. But it was.
It was in your head while she was
dribbling
dribbling around?
There was 22 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
We called timeout. We set up what we're going to do.
And then talk about how that play just didn't come to be.
Well,
what you drew up, did it?
Yeah,
what
you know,
drew
Barbara Turner's going to inbound the ball, and Anna's going to get a screen on the other side from Mel, and then she's going to sprint over. She's going to get a back screen on Barbara, and Barbara cuts into the lane. If Barbara's open, we're going to find her and get a 2. And maybe she gets fouled, whatever. If not, Ann steps back. Hopefully there's a switch or whatever. She catches, knocks it in for a 3. We win.
Right.
But we're going to get something good.
Right.
And it never materialized.
So the screens
Keisha,
weren't set.
And Keisha's like this, you know, and see, look, boom,
see everyone, and look, everyone just standing around. That's interesting.
And that's, you know, that's why basketball is the greatest game, in some ways, because you can't do it by yourself.
Right.
You need the other 4 people,
right.
or at least you need somebody else on the floor. But generally, the most important person on the floor is the guy with the ball. And let's say that was Sue or Diana or Rita. You know, guys that were when they were seniors, juniors. Like if that would have happened, they would have just went, come here, and somebody would have come over, set a screen, you know, and boom, we would have got the shot we wanted. Because you don't want to call timeout in that situation.
Right.
Now you got to inbound the ball again.
Right.
Now they get to set their defense.
Defense doesn't want to foul you, so you want to.
Yeah,
you know.
we got them right where we want them.
Right.
But you know, inexperience on Keisha's part. The other guys all standing around going, "Oh my God,"
which is surprising.
So I think they learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah. Well, then, hey, all right. So you lose that game, and it hurts a lot. You go down to Texas against a good team who's not having a great year. They've had a lot of injuries, but they're a tough team and a tough place to play.
Yeah, I love the way we came out. You know, we were very aggressive. We wanted to. You know, sometimes people talk about the pressure you put on teams with your defense. We wanted to put pressure on them with our offense. We wanted to really attack them. You know, there goes. I tell you, we fall down a lot.
Well, Mel gets crushed one time into the basket score.
Yeah, that was a great play right there. That was something we ran against the zone. We're up 22-8. I mean, we're rolling here, you know. But, you know, we're New England's team, you know. 24-8. Just give us a chance. We'll change. You know, like the weather. You know, just give us about 5 minutes and everything will be different. You know, we're up 19. We're up 20. We're looking great, but give us time.
We'll self-destruct.
We're doing our best for the TV audience and sponsors and everything. We want to keep everybody glued to the TV set. We don't want to win any games by 35.
Quite a different story from years ago when you know, people were complaining that you were winning by 35 and it wasn't exciting. Well, you're doing your share to keep it exciting now.
You know why?
Why? Please,
if you
bestow us with your wisdom.
It's not that complicated. Back then, we had 10 guys on our team that were all going to be drafted in the first round of WNBA. So when people used to yell at me from behind the bench when we were up 30, put your subs in. And I would turn around, the subs are in. You should hope I put the starters back in. They're not as good. You know, we had guys sitting on the bench that were better than the guys starting. So when you sub, you put in all these guys that were great offensive players. So the score just kept getting worse and worse. Now we don't have as many offensive players.
Right.
So if we're not clicking on all cylinders, like, you know, we're up 20, then all of a sudden something goes wrong, and it starts getting away from us. So.
Well, speaking of that, the second half of that Texas game, it did appear to be getting away from you at times.
Well, you know what usually does it? Dumb mistakes on our part, and then second shots by them. There's a great play by Ann. You know, look at Will. Look at Will battling in there. That's what you're supposed to do when you're a senior, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great back cut. Yes, sirree. Kalena Green. We had some instances here where we looked really, really good. Now, see, that was really good. I wish we could run that back. I think we did this again here.
And then Mel gets a shot.
Penetrate, bang. Boom. Thank you.
Yeah, that put the game away.
2 straight threes, and that kind of iced it. Now, see, in the Rutgers game, Mel was like, she wanted to hurry up and shoot, and everything's short.
Yeah.
Now, in this game, you know, she's more relaxed. Now, would she have been that relaxed in that shot if we really needed it if Ann hadn't made the one before that? So it always comes down to your seniors, upperclassmen. They've got to make the plays that make everybody else feel calm and, hey, Ann made that one. That kind of gave us a little bit of a cushion.
Right. Okay, against Texas, shot the ball better.
Well, I don't like the fact that we got 13 less shots.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. But, you know, we shot the ball well.
One more free throw attempt.
Yeah. But our goal is always to get 10 shots, 10 more shot attempts than the other team. But stupid turnovers. You know, my favorite was when, you know, you're too young, you know, when John Kennedy was killed in Dallas, you know, they're not quite sure where the shots came from, you know. The guy might have been at the game in Austin. Could you see Ann Struther just fall down in front of our bench? Did you see her? Crucial part of the game.
Yes, yeah, she did. She just fell.
She just collapsed right there in front of our bench. And the coaches are screaming. Tanya and Jamel are screaming at the refs. That's a foul. I said, what foul? The kid just had a, like.
Look how many offensive rebounds Texas
got. That's my point.
22.
Dumb stuff by us.
Yeah. I mean, they out-rebounded you.
Yep.
The turnovers, I thought, were killer.
Kids just fall down. Who does that?
Well, since you're acting quite like a lunatic right now, you also had a moment in the game where you lost your mind a little bit. Yeah.
Watch it. Oh, that's not a foul?
The replay wasn't that bad.
Come on.
Look at you out on the court. Maybe it was the sneakers.
Did I go out on the court?
You did. And CD all, you know,
I know. Those guys all wanted to get on the air. You know, like you see Jamel, the only one who can keep me from going out on the court. She just sat there.
I know.
The other two, look, there's contact.
Not that much. Not for you to become a lunatic about. There are other plays that are worse. Unless, and in fact, the announcer even said, well, that was pretty genius by Geno to maybe incite the team that she missed the free throws.
It was a culmination of things.
multitude of things.
None of them having to do with the officiating or anything. There's just a lot of things going on in my life right now that I'm just not happy about.
I needed an outlet
to wear. I needed an outlet, and I wanted to use that opportunity to get something off my chest. Am I wrong for wanting to do that?
You could see in that highlight there of your behavior, but you were wearing sneakers. Can you explain why you were wearing sneakers? Because my husband and I thought maybe you forgot your shoes initially, and then I realized what was going on.
No. One weekend a year, on the men's side especially, Jim Saddleman used to be the head coach at Duquesne, St. Bonaventure, is the head of the Coaches versus Cancer. And it started with Norm Stewart out in Missouri. Jim Boeheim's kind of picked it up and gone, and now a lot of coaches are doing events for Coaches versus Cancer. So one weekend is designated as Coaches versus Cancer weekend, and all the coaches show their support by wearing sneakers to the game. That's kind of like a reminder. And because I'm having our black tie event here May 13th for our Coaches versus Cancer fundraiser, which last year we raised almost $500,000. This is the first time the women's coaches have done it. We called Jody Conrad and said, hey, look, we're going to wear sneakers. Why don't you guys do it? And she said, absolutely. So our staff and their staff wore it. Hopefully it'll catch on and more women's coaches will do it.
And and I'm wearing
this. You got your little thing here, Coaches versus Cancer.
This is a Coaches versus Cancer little bracelet.
Yeah, we sell those. High schools are involved.
Yeah, very nice.
Just for instance, East Hartford just had one.
Nice.
Crosby played Holy Cross in Waterbury.
Yeah.
Place was sold out. They raised almost $1,500.
Oh,
so
nice.
We're getting a lot of high school kids to understand that, doing things for other people is not something that you do when you get older. You got to do it when you're a kid,
Start when you're young. All right, good for you.
That's right.
All right. Well, coming up after this show, Providence game, who Phil Seymour's doing a great job with them, first-year coach.
Terrific job.
He was an assistant on the men's side there and has come over and. I mean, what did they win? In the last 2 years, they've won one Big East game, or did they go winless?
They've won more games. They won more games in a week than that program has won in the last 2 years, I think.
I mean, they just beat Seton Hall. Seton Hall beat West Virginia earlier in the year.
Providence beat West Virginia also earlier.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The two worst programs in our conference over the last 10 years were Providence and St. John's. And both of them, Kim
Barnes-Arico's done a fabulous job at St. John's.
and Phil have done an unbelievable job of
what is it? I think it's
changing.
Kim's 4th year, and they're already in the top 25.
Oh, yeah.
And now Providence.
Oh, yeah. Phil will do a great job there.
Yeah.
Phil will do a great job there.
So what are you looking forward to after the show, this game, after the show tonight?
I really don't know.
It's hard with a team like that.
Yeah,
it's hard
I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about. I mean, obviously, by the time you watch the show, I will. But we're so focused on us. There are times when we spend a lot of time thinking about the other teams. But right now, there's so many things on my team that I want to button up before the Big East tournament comes around.
Right.
That
you almost don't even care who you're playing.
It's just we got stuff we got to do every game, and whoever we're playing doesn't matter. We're gonna whether it's this Wednesday against Providence or Sunday against Notre Dame, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you play Notre Dame
Sunday night
out there. Always a fun
Dame.
Place to play.
Yeah, great place to play, and they're really struggling.
Yeah,
I mean, they lost by 29 to DePaul the other day, so things must not be going too well out there in South Bend for the men's or women's teams.
Yeah.
They're in danger of both teams not making the Big East tournament. Forget the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But the thing that's scary about them is any game they can come out and they can beat you.
Yeah.
So if you're not,
they went down to Tennessee when Tennessee was playing really well and lost by like 11 or something.
Right.
So they're capable of playing really well.
Right.
So
And you never know.
Yeah. If Texas played the way they played against us every night, they wouldn't be 12-10.
Right.
Whatever the heck they are.
All right. Well, we do have our favorite part of the show. We got questions.
Commercials? Oh. Which part?
All right, question. Defensive hand checking. Since they're calling it so closely, why do they allow the dribbler to push off when they're dribbling?
They don't. They just don't call it.
Well, that would be allowing it.
They don't call hand checking as much as they did in the beginning. See,
that's such a joke about
the officials,
what they're going to enforce.
The officials are always told by the supervisors, all right,
Point of emphasis.
Point of emphasis, hand checking. So the first 5 games.
And it's unwatchable games.
Hand check, hand check, hand check, foul, foul, foul. Then as the season goes on, you know, like smack guys as they're going through. Don't worry about it. We're tired of calling that.
Because it makes the game so ugly and it makes it long. And
let me tell you something. We couldn't guard that camera if we couldn't hand check. I mean, you can't guard people without using your hands a little bit.
True.
You know?
All right, a few years back, it was a thing of beauty to see the fast break, and we don't really see it anymore. Do you think we'll ever see this again?
It's like 32 cents a gallon gas. You know, those are times that have passed. We are in an era of the slow break.
Wait till next year.
The slow break. Anybody can run a fast break. We use psychology. We fooled them. We run the slow break.
Wait till you get those big kids next year. It'll be
next year we get Kylie McLaren.
Slow-mo break.
We will be running a slow break.
How tall is she? 6'8"?
No, Kylie's about
6'5".
No, she's about 6'2".
Oh, is that? Oh, how tall? How
Tina
tall?
Charles.
Tina.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Tina play today, as a matter of fact.
At Christ the King.
Yeah, Christ the King. Tina's about 6'3".
Oh, okay.
Tina's the best player in the country.
Yeah, she is.
Kylie's the best passer and the best shooting big kid in the country. So we got 2 kids coming in that are pretty neat.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think about the women not having the 10-second rule of bringing the ball over half court?
I hate it.
Why?
Because we should be playing with a 24-second clock and an 8-second to get it across half court.
Ooh. That's because you got Keisha and Renee.
Doesn't matter. I don't care if we had you bring the ball up the floor. I don't care. It makes you have to play the game.
All right.
Otherwise, you know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be like Harry. He's the only guy that's figured it out, that wants to figure it out. You know, they inbound the ball and they stand back there at the foul line like,
Yeah.
Who wants to watch that? They pay $20 to watch that. You know? I did that with Diana's team when we went over to Czech Republic. 24-second shot clock, 8 seconds to get it across.
Yeah.
The WNBA's going to that next year.
Are they?
Yeah, it's great.
All right.
It's great.
Who are you sticking your tongue out at before the Rutgers game?
That person who just wrote that.
I don't think so.
That was Cappy.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. During introductions, I mean, she looked over and gave me one of these, and I stuck my tongue out at her.
Oh, very mature.
I know.
Had you talked to her before that?
Yeah. I did.
So everything is cool? Did you
Yeah,
give her
Cappy
a hug?
and I we've always been on great terms. I love coaching her, and I think she enjoyed playing for me. She just got caught in a situation that was kind of stupid. That
got blown out of proportion.
Yeah, it was part hers and part the adults that surrounded it. So, it's not her fault.
Okay.
She's all right. She's a good kid. I'm voting for her player of the year.
All right. She should. She's the best player.
She sure is.
Why did the girls dribble the ball before shooting when they are close to the basket? Will?
No idea. No idea. People just they don't trust. There's not as much trust as there used to be. Does this ball really have air in it? Let me check. Yes, it does. Just catch it and lay it up. It's a trust issue.
What did Mel do to Will to foul out of the game against Texas? Both Ann and Mel had fallen or had tripped. Then Will Nett fouled out. Why?
I couldn't see where I was,
I didn't see that.
I thought it was kind of a dumb call, you know. But like you said, sometimes you don't know what's being called and why. I didn't think there was a lot of contact on that play. You know.
All right. How much do you value athleticism over basketball skills and knowledge when recruiting your players? Would you take a kid with raw athletic ability, aggressiveness, quickness, and strength as a project, or do you primarily look for kids with the better experience, skills, and basketball savvy? That's a good question.
That's a good question. I remember the day when we used to have both. Great athletes who could really play.
Good memory.
Yeah, but that's a tough decision. That's a fine line, because if you have too many guys that just know how to play basketball but don't have the athletic ability to get things done.
And today the game has changed so much.
You can't compete at this level. You can't compete at this level. Now, if you have great athletes who don't know how to play basketball, you can't win at this level.
Right.
You have to have a little bit of a balance, you know, combination of the two. Like, look at Keisha last year. She still had the same athletic ability, get the ball going, but didn't know what to do with it. So unless you become a good basketball player, you know, all that athletic ability doesn't mean anything. But when the ball's up off of the glass and you need to get it, you want somebody like Will or Swin that can get to the ball quickly.
Yeah. Swin had a little bit of both, though.
Developed.
Yeah.
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 She became a better player.
People forget that those guys weren't the perfect team that you remember them as seniors. They weren't perfect as freshmen.
No, no.
That's what a lot of people forget. You only remember
Anybody
the
that saw
end.
Tamika Williams make a shot outside 2 feet, send me an email. And she scored, what, 1,500 points in 4 years?
She did.
Anybody that saw her make a shot outside 2 feet, other than a foul shot, call me.
All right, you're going to be shocked. We're out of time. How sad is that?
Ding, there's the butter.
Thank you for watching, folks. Enjoy the game coming out, the Providence Friars, and we will see you very soon. I don't know when our next show is, but thanks for watching.
But we'll let you know. Keep those cards and letters coming, folks.
We got through.